It looks like I'm going to do some custom work with this little VOX VT20X amp. I've had it for a little while, and after looking at the chassis of the little mounted price amp, I thought I would open up this VOX amp and take a look, see inside, and see, you know, what all I got for my $180+ purchase. So hang on just a minute and we'll take a look. I've already pulled the back panel off. This little guy here is where the power supply plugs in the back, and I gotta tell you, I'm not impressed. The board material that they've made this out of is probably the cheapest crap I've ever laid my eyes on. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. So now I'm thinking I'm gonna turn this into a separate head and cabinet, and I might even make a different speaker cabinet altogether. Yeah, this is going to turn into a project. I'm going to pull that chassis out and take a closer look at it, and let's see where this goes, because right now I'm thinking for $180 I paid for the 3-letter name, and that was about it. I mean, the amp sounds nice. I like the software, all that kind of stuff. I opened up the back and just went, wow, what a cheap piece of trash this thing is, the way it's built. That's just really disappointing, especially considering the 40's probably built this, you know, the VT40X is probably built the same exact way. But anyways, I'm gonna pull this chassis out and take a look. Here's something else I noticed. It's a 5 ohm speaker. What the hell is that? I've seen 4 ohm speakers, 8 ohm, 16 ohm, 32 ohm. I've never seen a 5 ohm speaker before. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Oh, and something else. You know, looking at the outside of the cabinet, you'd think, well, I'll get room, I can install a 10-inch speaker in that if I want to. Nope. The way they've built this cabinet, you've literally got just enough room for that 8-inch speaker. So you can forget about putting a 10-inch speaker in one of these cabinets. And what I'm fighting with right now is, if you look where those speaker wires come through, I don't know if it'll focus on that, but they shot a bunch of silicone or hot glue or something into the hole that I'm having to dig out before I can pull those speaker wires through that little hole. So this is turning into a real gooch job, as Uncle Dave, or as Dave would say. And I still can't get over this crappy fiberboard. I mean, this isn't even good fiberboard. This is just shit. I'm just amazed. Like the sound of the amp. I mean, there's the little 12AX7 there, but there's no way, there is no way on this planet that I will buy another, I won't buy another amp like this retail. I just won't do it. That's just, these are getting ridiculous. All right, let me finish digging out that goop so I can get that chassis out of here, because I'm definitely going to have to come up with something different as far as a cabinet or how I'm going to do this, because I can't live with this. That's going to bug me. That is really going to bug me. All right, hang on. Alright, I got the chassis pulled out of the cabinet in all of its fiberboard glory. And you see, I don't know if you can see that, but that bit of goop right there is what was around the wires preventing me from pulling them through this little hole that goes down to the speaker. And that's the reason why this cabinet has some weight to it, is because it's all this fiberboard crap. Oh, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something else too. Here's the back panel from the amp. Now I thought, with that in place, I saw, you know, the top panel, and I saw that, and I assumed that that was part of the chassis. So I figured, okay, it's got a pretty stout chassis in it. No, that's just a stinking sticker. That's all it is. It's a sticker that they've routed out of place in the fiberboard and put a little hole in there for the power input. But it's not even a piece of any kind of metal. It's literally just a stinking sticker. Is all that is. Okay. It's routed out through that fiberboard. Let me move this guy out of the way, and I'll put the chassis on the table. Okay, I've got the got that empty fiberboard box sitting over there right now, and here is the chassis in all of its glory. Yes, I was so impressed and so pleased to see how substantial this was. Yes, I'm being sarcastic, because we're talking about a single circuit board, 112AX7, a little bitty LED that lights up different colors to give you that little light show, and it's not a high voltage thing. The power supply for this is a 12-volt power supply, so this tube runs about the same way of some of the little preamps that I've experimented with, running them on 12 volts. This, I gotta think of something I can put down here to give you guys an idea of just, oh, I'm flabbergasted. I really am. I mean, this is, barely a chassis. I mean, you have a very small lip on one side. You have a maybe a 1-inch lip on this side. And you have what appears to be a big sticker for this front panel. I mean, don't get me wrong, as far as the sound, the tone, and the abilities of this amp, I like it. But the way it's put together, I don't think it justifies, you know, coming close to $200 for it. I think all you're paying for is those 3 letters right there. So I'm going to build this into something different. Okay, it's the next morning, and I've had a chance to sleep on it, and I remembered that a long time ago I had a VOX Tone Lab that I really liked, and it was the desktop model, and I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little pine enclosure for this little chassis, and I'm going to set it up on my bench when I want to use it, and have a cable over to the speaker box across the room over there, and that's the way I'll use it until I decide to put it all back together and sell it. I may sell it in the near future, maybe a long time before I sell it. What still just gets to me, that just basically boggles my mind, is Monoprice has more money invested in that little tube amp than VOX has invested in their amp, and the Monoprice amp cost half as much. That just boggles my mind. So I'll throw together a little plain enclosure for this and make it a desk mount, and I'll probably have it set up, and the controls set up at about a 45-degree angle, so it's nice and convenient for when I'm using it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Get back to you in a little bit.